in the
Welcome to See You in the Lobby, women's basketball's newest and least filtered show, where we always bet on women, some better than others. I am Matt Ellentuck. I am kind of here with Marissa Coleman,
Kind of.
like from a little bit of a distance, but we're here to do a little finals recapping. Marissa, would you like to kick off the show as usual and say why we are drinking this morning?
Matt's not here to steal my thunder and ring the bell, but last week we had two guests. We had Crystal Langhorn and Elena Beard, and we had them make our bets for us. Crystal's bet was that, and she knows the game. I'm campaigning for her to be a GM of a team one day, but she said that DeWanna Bonner had to be their second leading scorer in order for Connecticut to have a chance in this series. DB was their fifth leading scorer, averaging 8 points, so that's one shot.
Oops.
Matt, you could take that one. And then the second bet made by Elena was that Chelsea and Asia were both going to average 20. And Asia averaged 20. Chelsea, what a slacker, averaged 18 points. Like, do better.
Chelsea, try once. I'm daring you to try.
I mean, like, just play hard. Imagine what would have happened if she played hard. But here we go. Matt, the slacker, shots up. Are we going full shot today or half shot? Since it's Slow Monday.
Yeah.
All right,
we have to kick off.
Cheers, my friend. All right, let's get to the good stuff.
So the Aces won.
The Aces won. And
Breaking.
Breaking news. We are here to tell you guys first. You didn't know you were going to get breaking news out of us too. No, but I mean, it's huge. It's a huge deal. It's the first championship for Las Vegas for a major sport. Considering what you see Vegas is trying to do with sports, it's amazing that a women's sports team is the first to bring them their first championship. First former player to win as a head coach. So a lot of firsts for the Aces. Congratulations to everybody. I don't know, Matt, what do you think about this?
It felt right. Like, they kicked everyone's ass for most of the year, so it kind of only felt right for them to win. I think the finals was more interesting than we thought it would be. So, like, shouts to Connecticut for at least making it a little bit fun. But the Aces are stacked. They are loaded at literally every position and could be on the verge of a dynasty. So, like, that's kind of fun.
It's exciting. From day one on the show, we talked about the Aces being our favorite to win, favorite team to follow. They were the best team all season. You and I wanted Seattle for Bree and for Sue. We wanted that storybook ending. But if we just go to the X's and O's and who's been most consistent all season, it has been the Aces. And shout out to Sid for her IG Live, because she got Becky on the bus talking about how, like, enjoy this, celebrate it. They're going to party hard. But, like, we want to do this again. This could be the start of something special. And to your point, I really do think they have a chance to be what the Houston Comets were for the W early on.
Yeah, like, this whole season has really been like the bets. like we sent Sylvia Fowles packing right before the playoffs started. We sent Sue packing before the finals. But, like, that's kind of what the Aces are here for, right? They were here to like things up from the beginning. Like, Becky completely reinvented what Las Vegas's offense could, should, and probably should have been for a long time looking like. And it was evident from the very first week of the season that this offense was built just completely different. Stretching the floor made a huge difference. The confidence that Kelsey Plum had was tremendous. Asia Wilson quite literally took over the entire basketball world. This was her year. Chelsea Gray showed us in the playoffs why she was the most important signing Vegas had to add to its group of, back-to-back number one picks. It just made sense. And it was nice, even in more of a storybook way, to see, like, the Las Vegas Aces were almost have felt like America's team for a bit, because we all watched them join as a brand new team in 2018. It was so cool. Everyone's like, Vegas is starting to build with professional sports leagues, and the Aces were the first. Their rebranding was sick. The colors were sick. The arena is very cool. Vegas embraced them early. They got Kelsey Plum and Asia Wilson and Jackie Young in there in back years. So we got to see like three of our favorite college players really grow up through this program also. And adding Becky at the right time also made everything feel almost even a little more wholesome as the WNBA world was so excited to get her back. So it's a nice little run for them, especially after losing in the finals in 2020. Like they had to work, they had to reinvent themselves, and they got here. So it was cool. Like the Aces are awesome.
Agreed, agreed. Well, before we talk about more aces winning the championship, we have to talk about Alyssa Thomas. I mean,
Terps have to support Terps here.
we have to support Terps, and you and Elena called it. You said she's going to triple double. Elena said multiple. AT is capable of it for sure. So my disagreement in that last episode had nothing to do with her abilities, but more so just the magnitude of the moment and knowing that Ace's team. But AT literally has to do everything for them. And there was one play in particular yesterday in game 4 where AT had this great hustle play for the steal. She tipped it and she looked and all of her teammates are just standing there. And for me, that was a very telling and pivotal moment in the game, in that if everybody just played half as hard as AT, they might have had a better chance, and this series may have swung their way. But hats off to AT. She literally had to do everything for this team this season. First triple-double in W history, and then goes and back-to-backs it, and the first back-to-back in W history. So AT, from two Terps to another, congratulations on a great season and making history.
A legend, making that shot put jumper somehow work. The player I really want to talk about, well, actually, we should do really a whole debrief on where I want to go with this segment. But Riquna Williams played incredible to close out game 4. I don't know if the Aces win that game without her really stepping up and hitting big time shots that I think we all knew she was capable of, but she kind of didn't have a great year overall in the regular season. She was injured for the first part of it. She had gone missing for a couple of playoff games, but the way I want to paint this picture is the greatness of Chelsea Gray, the greatness of Riquna Williams, and the sadness of LA Sparks fans is one of my like favorite. I don't want to say favorite parts of this playoffs because that feels a little mean. But what a giant statement move by quite literally all of the departing LA Sparks members that they are players. They are players that you do not want to lose, and you should be embarrassed that you lost.
I mean, shit, take it a step further. Like, Lang brought up this point when her and I were chatting a couple of days ago. She was saying, like, if you're a Sparks fan, you should be pissed up after the last 2 years. Candace leaves and wins one in Chicago. Chelsea and Riquna are out, and they win in Vegas. Like, that is piss poor management by the LA Sparks. Piss poor.
And it's not even like these players were just on teams and won. They won because those players were on those teams. They absolutely
Literally
carried their respective franchises to titles.
They got those teams over the hump.
Man, that is sad.
It is sad, but like what Riquna did last night, I think maybe in this from a player's perspective, and I don't know if fans realize how difficult what she did last night was, in the sense of that is the prime example of staying ready, because the bench didn't play much for Vegas these last 2 series, and it's not easy to come into a game after being on the bench for 35 minutes or what have you for all these minutes straight, or not playing the game before, and to come in and hit 8 crucial points that literally won your team the championship. So, I mean, that in and of itself, like, hats off to Riquna for that. And she's not a household name, so not too many people may have heard of her. But let's not forget, she dropped 60 in a game when she played for Tulsa. Like, she's built for this. She's done this. When she was at Miami, she might have been top 5 in the country in scoring. So she's built for these moments. So it's just really impressive that she was able to come in and do what she did last night.
Yeah, and also part of it, and I was watching the game also and noticing the contrast in styles between the two teams at the end of the game, and Kurt Miller brought in the ultra big lineup to close, and Becky Hammon countered by doing the complete opposite and doing the small lineup to go. And Riquna hit one of those threes because she had Jonquel Jones on her, and Jonquel got lost in pick and roll, and there was crap communication between her and Courtney Williams. So Riquana's pulling up from three. It's like, damn, Becky Hammon like pulled out some wizardry in this series also, and really put Riquna in a position to shine, and she did.
Agreed. Like, that's what's so hard, like sometimes about matching lineup for lineup, or they go small, we go small, because that just might not be your team's strength. So she knew what her team is good at. It was like, hey, let's roll with this. And they had the luxury in a way to do that because they're up in the series, so they can kind of toy with some things. But yeah, hats off to Becky. Great, she coached a great series. It was. And hats off to Connecticut, because like you said, after the Seattle-Vegas series, I think most W fans wanted that to be the finals and didn't have high expectations for what this series is going to be. And they found a way to make it entertaining. So
I promise we'll wrap it up with a more fun piece, but I do, however, want to hit a little bit more on the Sun before we leave them. Do you think them stretching into 4 games, almost forcing a game 5, does any of it matter in terms of keeping this group together? Do you see the 2023 Connecticut Sun looking almost exactly like they do now? Or you're shaking your head because you definitely don't think that. So go ahead.
I think some changes are going to be made, but let's save the deep dive for next week's episode. But I
It's a
think,
nice little tease.
yeah, I think we need to save
Well
the
done.
longer convo. But I think that Connecticut team needs to be shaken up, not in major ways. Kurt, definitely, you've had your time. I think it's time for him to go, and they need a shooter. They need a few more pieces, but we'll deep dive next week.
Tune into next week's episode. You'll find out all about why Marissa was shaking her head violently.
Look at this, Matt. We're getting so good. We're like teasing episodes and stuff.
Look at us for TV people. Okay, my favorite part about the Aces is their general unhingedness. I think that's the best way to put it. Like, they're a group of wild individuals all thrown into one room, so they kind of feed off each other's like craziness. I can't stress enough, we had cops come in after someone thought Dearica was vandalizing Kelsey Plum's car. Like, it's been a ride. And the post-game celebration did not disappoint. Marissa, what were some of your favorite moments?
I mean, I get on IG and I see Sydney Colson's live, so immediately click on that and just watch her do what Sid does and make everybody laugh. That was hilarious to me. I like the portrait, like when the players are getting their portraits post game, and Asia is posing all nice with the trophy, all wholesome, has like the goggles on. Then it's like 2 seconds later, I think City Girls is in the background. She has her jersey off. She's in her sports bra, like twerking, showing she got the Megan knees. That, like, to your point, it's like last night was a culmination of what we saw from them all season. Like, all their hard work pay off, their chemistry, them having fun. And then Kelsey Plum rolling around with the boombox, just playing, interrupting press conferences. It's just, they were having fun. What about you? Did you have any that you really enjoyed?
Definitely Asia Wilson telling the world that they need to be 4 shots deep if they want to show up.
Where's going to be at? You have to take 4 shots. Children take shots of ginger ale, but you got to take 4 shots before you pull up to the parade, and drink responsibly. But in order to get to the parade, you got to be 4 shots in. It's unacceptable if you're not.
Asia, invite Matt to the parade because he's usually 4 shot deep after we shoot the show. So Asia, please personally invite Matt to the parade.
Honestly, I'll be there 4 shots though. I'm ready to go home, but incredible work there. And it's going to continue. Obviously, that parade, it will be a show. And another one of my favorite things that I noticed as I was scrolling this morning, it's maybe my favorite move I've seen so far post winning. Dearica asking for crumble cookies this is the way to go. When you are riding the ultimate high and you have eyes on you, ask for free shit. Always take that as a life lesson. I cannot wait to see if it works. Crumble cookies. This is me putting more pressure on you to give the aces their cookies, because I think that when you have clout, you should use it to get free shit from brands.
Facts. Derica, if you guys get crumble, send a couple my way, please, because I'm obsessed.
Yeah, actually, also a Twitter account with 600,000 followers. Now I feel like I need these cookies as well.
Can't believe you never had a crumble. I'll get you some crumble, Matt.
Oh man. Riss, you have anything else to talk about finals wise?
Actually, so somebody asked me today what each player gets for winning the WNBA finals. Do you know the answer to that? I know the answer, but I'm curious if you know.
I mean, you get some sort of financial bump, no?
Yeah, yeah. Do you have any guess what the finals bonus is for winning the WNBA championship?
Am I gonna be really mad when I hear it?
While you're thinking, Google what the men get, and I'll tell you that all of these wonderful women that won a world championship last night get $10,000.
Oh, I mean that that's not a ton. That's definitely not a ton. And I'm trying to find the NBA one now, and they get 220K per player.
And that's just from the league. Who knows what incentives they have in their contracts? And
Yeah,
just
that's true.
throwing it out.
Are there generally no incentive based things like that in W contracts?
Not in individual contracts. Players like Asia and De'Erica who have Nike and Jordan brand
Might have
deals,
something.
they definitely have in their deal. Like Asia, she got paid this season from all of she. I mean, she won everything, won every individual award, won Commissioner's Cup. So, congrats, Asia. You got a nice little bag coming your way. But just calling out the big discrepancies in the leagues. But that's it. I didn't want to end on a high note. Congrats to Las Vegas Aces for
The most
very
WNBA show possible thing. I'm still really mad at this, but also I had a great time.
Literally. No, I mean, they entertained us all season on and off the court. They were a lot of fun to watch. All very deserving. Like, they're a team full of players that are easy to cheer for. You want their success. Special shout out to T and Sid, our homies, on their title. But Matt, next week, let the people know what we got for them.
Yeah, like next week's gonna be a lot of fun. Next week will be our season recap, all the highs, the lows, what we liked, what we will remember, and maybe we'll project a little out into the future of what we think this off season is gonna be like for the W. Especially with a lot of the game's greats gone. There's a lot of spots to fill. And we'll go along on that for our season conclusion, but it won't be the end of See You in the Lobby, just the end of the WNBA window for us.
Cool. Now, Matt, no more bets to make for right now.
I literally was about to transition to final bets, but listen, they will be here for college basketball season. We will have plenty more bets. We're gonna take a little break. Our livers will thank us for this momentary pause in life. But we will see everybody again, same time as usual next week.
Peace.
See ya.
See you in the lobby.